guys! Nice to see ya. Today we'll be doing more of the Deya quest. Yeah! And I'll be uploading this on YouTube after, so that's the good thing. If anyone misses stuff, I'll always upload it to YouTube now. So let's get started with the Deya quest. Let's see. You have to go... Let's see. Quest info, Scarlet Sands. Oh, it's right there. Perfect.
Thank you for coming, sir.
Alright.
Please allow me to introduce these two.
Hmm.
This is the Traveler, and next to him is his travel companion, Paimon.
Yes.
Yes. My daughter has mentioned them from time to time. It's a privilege to finally meet them.
So that's the guy we think is up to no good. I wonder what he'll say when we confront him.
But we may skip all the pleasantries for now. What is the important matter you wish to discuss with me today?
Well, we wanted to bring this transaction record to your attention.
Oh.
There's something on this record that we're all pretty curious about.
Yeah, we're definitely wondering what's going on. Donio explains the issue to Shazam in the midst.
So, that's what you found. Huh. Seems like I can't keep everything from you much longer.
If you wouldn't mind, we'd like an explanation.
Yes.
Well, it's a long and difficult story. And to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing. What I do know, though, dear, is that the truth will bring you no solace. If anything, it will likely cause you a great amount of anguish.
He's keeping some important info that she doesn't know?
Wait, me?
Yes, I understand perfectly why you came to see me. And I am touched by your collective commitment to do the right thing.
Oh.
But knowledge always comes at a price. And sometimes, as they say, ignorance is bliss.
So, something is going on, but it's not what we think.
Your father, Kusela, and I both believed that. Of course, you have the right to seek and learn the truth, but I must warn you. The facts of this matter may reduce everything you've built for yourself into sand, blowing in the wind. If you must proceed, then Kusela's heartfelt efforts will also fade into the wind like a fleeting mirage.
His heartfelt efforts? I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not sure I follow. I've made it this far in life without a single drop of my father's support. I have my own ideals and ways of looking at the world, as well as people and causes that I've chosen to cherish and fight for. None of these things have anything to do with him. I came here today to support you as the head of the Homayani family. No warning will change my stance on that.
I understand. Then let me tell you a little story. Our family once needed to take a trip to the desert when Dunyarzad was just a baby. Along the way, we were attacked by bandits. They had superior numbers and quickly overpowered our bodyguards. When all seemed lost, a group of passerby Eremites lent us their support. Those Eremites were Kusela's brigade, Dekan al-Ahmar. Kusela's men told me that the attackers were Eremite mercenaries, just like themselves. I was shocked. Why would Dekan al-Ahmar go so far to save us and not spare the fellow Eremites? Kusela was grinning and walked over to play with baby Dunyarzad. She was startled by his unfamiliar face and nearly started crying.
Really? I never knew.
He said that he had no particular reason to help us. He just took pity on us because he had a daughter about the same age. We started talking about our children, and I sensed that he was a devoted father. To repay his kindness, I hired his brigade to help out at our estate for a time, and offered everyone generous remuneration.
So, that's what happened.
It was many years before I saw him again. I almost didn't recognize him the next time he came knocking on my door. The man I knew to be strong and healthy had been reduced to a shell of himself. He couldn't even walk anymore without his cane.
So, what happened to him? He was perfectly fine when I left the brigade.
I'm not too sure myself. The only thing that didn't change was his cheery disposition. He said there was absolutely nothing to worry about and that he had gotten into a fight. That was all.
Oh.
He then suddenly asked me if Dunyarzad, now that she had grown, would need a bodyguard of her own. At the time, Dunyarzad was going through a particularly severe bout of her Elazar. There was no need for her to have a bodyguard when she could barely leave the house. But he kept coming back to the topic. Come on, it never hurts to be safe. How do you know a bodyguard won't come in handy one day?
Oh.
I was completely lost at first, until he recommended the Blazing Beasts, and in particular, a mercenary named Deya.
So he was the one who recommended Deya to you.
Ah.
Indeed. He didn't say it out loud, but it was clear that he saw Deshret's relics as an evil group who would eventually corrupt every member in their ranks. He was already beyond redemption, but he hoped that he would be able to detach his daughter from the vicious world of mercenary life. If Deya could stay in my house and keep working as a bodyguard, then gradually her affinity for the desert would decrease, and she'd be able to leave her previous life behind.
And that's why you offered her such generous compensation?
Ah, that makes sense.
Yes, but not just because of that. From the moment that he asked me for that favor, I also began to see Deya as my own daughter. And that's also why I tried to persuade you to stay when you asked for permission to leave. I was willing to spend however much it took.
Oh.
Kusela saved my daughter and I all those years ago in the desert. I could never refuse him entrusting his daughter to me.
He was always like that, acting like he's oh so smart and self-righteous.
Kusela said that he'd reimburse me for a portion of Deya's fees. I refused to take any Mora from him, but he'd always send me funds anyway. Eventually, I just accepted them as a token of his gratitude. And that went on for a while until I received another letter from him a few years ago. The letter contained a request to help him buy food, weapons, medicine, and even explosive materials.
Wait! Isn't that around the time that Dekana Al-Akhbar started becoming more aggressive?
Oh, something's going on.
That's right. When I started to hear some nasty rumors, I became wary. I wanted to meet him face to face to discuss things. But by then, he was no longer receptive to my requests to talk. If I had to guess, it's probably because he doesn't want to put Deya at risk.
But by that same token, he should have also stopped asking you for materials.
That thought occurred to me as well. I figured that he probably came to me for help because he had nobody else to turn to. After some deliberation, I decided to send him some food and medicine. I turned down all his requests for explosives and weaponry. I am aware that even such a reduced gesture of support could lead to others coming to harm, but I could not simply reject his plea for help. In the end, it probably was the wrong decision. I plugged my ears to the rumors and just chose a solution that made me feel least guilty about myself.
If you can, please tell me where he is now. None of the things he's doing right now make any sense if he's just trying to keep me from getting tangled up in his world.
That's true.
If all he wants to do is steer clear of me, then maybe he shouldn't have brought me into this world in the first place.
Oh no, Deya, please don't feel that way.
I'm just angry because I can't wrap my head around any of his actions.
Maybe there's another way at looking all this. Try to believe him just one more time.
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think I can do it. But I guess you do have a point. We haven't uncovered the whole truth yet. We still need to figure out his exact actions and reasoning for these last few years.
That is true.
I'll do my best to help. Of course, anything between the two of you would need to be resolved between you and him alone. I don't know Kusela's exact whereabouts. Outside of supplying his brigade with some goods, I tried my best to avoid getting involved any further with him. However, there's a man on the list named Jawed.
Jawed.
He used to be a mercenary in the desert and is now a member of the Corps of 30. He's responsible for supplying weapons and liaising with the Dakan al-Akhmar's merchant caravan. I think he should know Kusela's whereabouts. I've heard that he likes to have a few drinks alone and enjoy the cool wind at night outside the tavern. Maybe you'll be able to find him there.
True.
Understood. Thank you, sir. Then I guess this is bye for now, unless...
I'll stay and be with my father here. To be honest, I'm still a little dazed and haven't finished processing everything quite yet. My father has indeed done something wrong, but if I think about it, I'm also not sure if there was a right way to handle this problem.
True.
I feel like our only course of action is to turn everything we know over to the Corps of 30 and let them render judgment.
Yes. I am prepared to accept whatever verdict they choose.
You tried the right thing, though. You were doing what you thought was right.
It's time to face my mistakes.
Okay, go look for Jawed outside the tavern. Oop. Alright, Jawed outside the tavern. Says he's right around here. The quest area is reached. At night. Oh. I gotta fast forward to night. Alright, so... just fast forward till it gets dark. That should be good enough, hopefully. There it is. It's nighttime. John. Ah. There he is.
Huh? Who are you guys?
We're here to talk to you.
I know what you've been up to. Smuggling weapons to violent brigades in the desert while working for the Corps? Pretty bold, if you ask me.
Oh.
Shh. Keep your voice down. How do you know all that?
Plenty. We got evidence.
Come with me. We should take this elsewhere. I'll be happy to talk things over once we're somewhere private.
Alright.
This place should do. Alright. Back to my question. How did you all know about me?
Don't worry about that for now. You know what kind of punishment you'll face once we report you to the Corps, I assume.
Oh.
Wait. There's no need to jump the gun. Let's talk this out. What are your terms?
So what's in it for you anyway, Mora?
Well, I was a little tight on money at the time, and Kusela took good care of me in the past. I waited in my mind, and I couldn't find a reason to turn the opportunity down. I wouldn't only be helping my benefactor, but I could also make some quick Mora.
Let me tell you how it is. We're investigating Dakan al-Akhmar, and we're gonna put an end to their operations. If you provide some help for us, then we might just put in a good word later to reduce the terms of your punishment.
Hey, why don't we discuss this a little first? Listen, I made quite a bit of Mora from my last run. You just give me a number, and I'm sure we can...
Shut it. My patience is running out. You should know when a mercenary is after something other than money.
All right, sheesh.
Deya's going down.
Put in some nice words for me later.
Dan's going down with business.
They're always on the move. Here's the spot they were at the last time I made my delivery to the desert. Feel free to go have a look. I'm just telling you though, it's not on me if they're not there anymore.
Sure. And then you can forget about any nice words from us.
Deya's means business.
Hey, come on. Now you're just being unreasonable.
Really? And how do I know you're not leading us straight into a trap? Don't forget, you're the one with no bargaining chips.
All right, I get it. Why don't you go take a look, and if they're not there anymore, I'll try to figure out something else for y'all.
Okay.
Now that's more like it. Let's move. And as for you, try to stick around the city until we get back. You don't want us to call the folks from the Corps and have them drag you back to the city.
Deya's pulling the strings. Oh. Let's see. Oh, hold on. Talk to wait, is it the right quest? Hold on. Lens mode. That's the one we're doing. There's a world quest all of a sudden? We'll go back to that in a bit. We'll investigate that next. Alright. Now, we gotta go to the desert. It says right here, so I'll teleport right there. And I'll run there. Yay! Alright. Deya. Yay. Ah, here it is.
Seems like we're in luck.
Oh.
That should be their camp right up ahead.
Yep.
Let's go. We'll finally get to the bottom of this ourselves.
Oh. Time to investigate.
I'm here to see Kusela. Tell him to get out here.
Oh, we're playing as Deya. This is gonna be fun.
Why are you here?
Order guide you.
Let's light it up.
Alright.
I'm going in.
This is the main guy we gotta take down as well.
Disappear. Worthless. Haven't you all done enough?
Get this guy.
So are you also here to stop us?
Oh.
Stay out of this. It's got nothing to do with you.
There is no escape. Now you shall.
This guy right here.
Let's get it on.
There we go. Now there's another guy over there. There we go. Talk to Idris and the others. Alright.
Oh, she's so strong.
Yeah.
Enough fighting. We all know each other, and I don't want to take things too far.
Oh.
Just bring Kusela to me. There's no use hiding him anymore.
Oh.
Did you understand a single word I just said? Or do I need to bash your skull in some more?
All right, everyone, let's all just calm down for a second.
Hmm?
Deya, the boss can't come out and see you anymore.
What?
He died a long time ago.
What?
Seems like you've been out of the loop for a while. Guess that's for the best, though. At least, that's what the old man wanted.
Hmm.
When did he die? What happened to him?
A few years ago, Kusela broke up Dakan al-Ahmar and went to the Deshret's Relics headquarters by himself.
Oh.
So is that when you guys started acting up?
We would prefer to call it taking revenge. Every last person in Deshret's Relics must pay in blood for what they did.
So that's why they turned on each other?
Let me start from the beginning.
Hmm.
Deya, do you know how the head of the Relics maintained order internally?
Oh.
Overwhelming strength and unquestionable authority?
Those were a part of it, yes. But just those on their own weren't enough. They had another tool at their disposal. They called it a person's record. Regardless of whether they joined by their own will or were coerced, every person in Deshret's Relics were forced to leave a record of themselves at headquarters.
Oh.
Whether it be their deepest sin, some unforgivable act, or their most immoral exploit, the record served both as a symbol of loyalty and the perfect material for blackmail.
So you mean Kusali thought there was no escaping the records?
That's precisely it. Every one of us have a record. Me, Bashar, Tikriti, and all the boys who grew up with Deya and ended up joining our ranks.
Oh.
But you, Deya, you were never asked to provide a record, were you?
I never even knew this was a requirement.
You were probably the only person in all of Deshret's relics who didn't know about it.
Ever since you were born, Boss had been trying to shield you from this organization's sinister rules.
Ah.
Not only that, but he also banned all of us from committing any nefarious acts. He said he'd take care of the dues we had to pay regularly to headquarters.
Ah.
But in the end, he was just an ordinary person. What could he do? He was forced to go to headquarters again and again to account for missed dues and incomplete records. He'd come up with all kinds of excuses and get beat up as a result.
We all knew he was doing that for you. He wanted to get you out of this world, no matter what it took.
And that's why he became a shell of himself and couldn't walk without a cane.
Because he kept getting beat up for Deya.
Wait, but that doesn't make any sense. I didn't know about any of this, and I'd never seen him get injured or beaten.
Because you were too young at the time. How would you ever tell between wounds from a beating and wounds from battle? When you left home after that final argument with him, he seemed to age by a decade overnight. Even his hair went gray.
So, even the blazing beasts were...
Yep. It was all his doing. Had he not arranged them to come to you, you probably would have been reduced to a pulp before you ever left the desert.
A few years ago, Boss said he needed to make another trip to headquarters. He was already pretty weak then, and we all assumed he was going to get beaten again. I suggested that he hand the role of leadership over to me, but he said there was no longer any need, since the Khan al-Ahmar would soon be no more. His words made no sense to me, but that night, we heard that a massive fire tore through headquarters and razed everyone's records to ash.
Wow. So that's what he did.
Everyone gained their freedom that night. Many members fled, not just from our ranks, but from the other brigades as well. But how could we leave with a clear conscience? All of us who knew exactly what had happened.
The boss can't have just died for nothing. Those heartless jerks at headquarters took him from us.
From that point on, the sole purpose of Khan al-Ahmar became revenge. The big fire that boss started was quite a blow to headquarters' strength. It's given us the opportunity to launch our attack. Even though we're outnumbered, we vowed to see our revenge through to the very end.
But Desert's relics haven't been the only victims of your revenge.
There were people from headquarters who changed their names and went into hiding. Some fled to other brigades, and others escaped to the rainforest.
So they're trying to seek him out.
But we won't let any of them escape our wrath. They'll all pay for what they've done.
We've suffered plenty of losses as well. To keep going, we need an enormous amount of supplies. From food and medicine to weaponry and explosives. All we can do is exchange our loot from Mora, and then use that to get supplies. We forged Boss's handwriting and sent out many letters to his former friends. Thankfully, many people were willing to come to our aid. We were also able to attract many mercenaries who shared our goal. We've endured unspeakable pain to win many impossible battles. Deshret's relics have become weaker and weaker, and now we finally have an opportunity to directly strike their headquarters.
Paimon doesn't know what to say anymore.
Responding to violence with more violence will only cause more pain.
We do know right from wrong, but we were sinners from the very beginning. We do not deserve the freedom that the boss won for us with his life. Boss always loved his old-fashioned hero stories. Those tales about sacrificing yourself to save the world. We used to always laugh at him for it. But in the end, he really went and lived those stories out himself. As for me, I never considered myself a hero. We're all the lowest of the low. We have no right to even imagine such an existence. But Maybe those hero stories he liked foreshadowed everything that was to come. The spirit of the hero touched all those he had saved, and more people joined his cause. Maybe we were all just acting along with the play in the beginning. But as we acted the parts and recited the lines, we were drawn in. And now, we want to see the story through to the end.
I see.
I'm sorry, deya. I know you always found us insufferable ever since you were young. Just think of this as a madman ranting.
I'll go with you.
Oh?
Huh? Deya? You wanna go with them?
I grew up with these guys, and I know they're not bad people. It's just that some situations get so bad that it's difficult to tell good from evil.
True.
All I know is that Deshret's relics must be destroyed. Furthermore, I want to go see the place for myself. I want to know if my father is still there.
Oh.
I know you don't want to get involved in this, so there's no need for you to tag along. I can do this on my own.
I'm on your side, and Deya.
Yeah. Paimon feels like we'd only regret it if we don't see this through to the end.
Yeah.
Thank you. We'll be a lot stronger together with you.
I bet Boss would lose his mind if he ever knew you'd join us at the very last moment like this.
Considering all the losses and injuries we sustained, we can't afford to turn down someone as powerful as you.
He can think whatever he wants. But the fact is, I owe him this much.
Alright. I go to the next part. Which is close to here. So, I'll teleport on this little perch right here and we'll fly down. Yeah! Alright, let's go. Yeah. I like the desert sounding music. Yeah. Oh, now we go here.
We sure didn't run into much trouble on the way here.
Should be. I don't think they have enough manpower left to post guards and defend their perimeters.
Right here. Enter the hiding place. Oh, it's a domain. Domain time. Yeah. I bet we tried deya in this domain. Yeah. Trying to check which button is number 4 so I could press for deya. Or the 5. Was it the 5? I think it's the 5.
Wow. Paimon didn't expect it to look like this on the inside.
They should all be holed up in here. Don't know how many people they've got left, though.
Oh?
Who cares? We'll round up all of them.
Still, we should be careful. Even if they've only got one shot left, it could still take us out.
I fought through many situations like this before.
Yeah, we'll know what they're really capable of once we've landed some hits on them. Deshret's relics may have been a force to be reckoned with before, but their name means nothing now.
Yeah, they don't stand a chance with you here. I'll take the lead. I've been here once before.
Oh. So he knows the place. You got pals in this. Yay! Oh.
You are right. I will have order.
shattered.
Okay. And there's that other one right there.
There is no escape.
Alright. Now we go to the next area. I think. Next area? Oh, there's still more.
This is order.
Na, 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 na. Boop.
Everybody stand back. Look alive. You asked for it.
Alright, and there's this one more. There we go. Cutscene.
Follow me. We're almost there.
Oh.
Wait! They went charging ahead without checking for any traps!
This ain't good. Oh.
Hey, you guys okay?
It seems like we just got trapped in here. Don't think
Oh.
we triggered anything else.
Watch out, the enemy's coming from ahead.
Oh.
Well, now that things have come to this, seems we'll have to fight our way through.
Oh.
Don't worry about us. We knew something like this could happen. Go and take a look around. There could still be another way through.
True.
Let's go! We can't let the boss down!
Okay.
Check if there's another way! The sooner we can make it through to help them, the better!
Yeah.
Let's see. I think I see a way through over there, but it's being blocked by something.
A
Let's
mechanism.
try our luck with that.
Okay, let's go!
Okay, we got a puzzle, it seems, to figure out our way through. This should be interesting. Could raise and lower. Change color. Oh, there we go. Figured it out. Easy, see? I just need to change the color and raise it. 1, 2, 3, done. And this is guarding this.
Let's get it on! Crumble! Illusion shattered! Torn to
Let me take out this guy right here. There we go. Not only did I get the chest, but it opened up the way. Yeah. And I got another mechanism also.
like the one before.
Yep.
But this one's being blocked off in the middle.
Alright, so...
We just need to adjust it a little.
Middle. It's being blocked off. So, do I lower it? Raise. Change color. This is an interesting puzzle. This one I gotta raise somehow. Is there a way to... Oh, rotate. Oh, that works. Then we raise this. There we go. And then it should, if we lower, ta-da! Did it. Easy. Let me look if there's a chest around here before I leave. Don't want to miss anything. Never know if there's a hidden chest. Alright, let's go. There's another fight chest right here.
There is no escape.
Stabilize.
Look alive. Gloves off.
Alright. Now we punch with deya. Okay. Got that chest. Alright. And then we got another chest here.
Let's light it up! Teamwork is dreamwork!
Gather!
Shine down! Inazuma shines eternal! Buckle up! You're dead meat!
Alright. Ulti's pretty cool, honestly. I like Deya's ulti. Despite people not liking her, I kind of like her. That's just me, though. So, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe she's not as bad as people would say. Okay, that's one color. Hold on. Okay, hold on. This is a different kind of puzzle. So this one is gonna call for... definitely that way. So this one needs to be raised. Raise. Then change color. That's gonna go down. And that's good there. And we need to change the color here. There we go. Easy. Easy puzzle. Alright. We're in the next room. Where is everyone? Oh, big chest though.
I wasn't expecting anyone to make it through from the other side. But as a desert dweller, I suppose we should be used to our folks defying all expectations.
Don't waste your breath. You have nowhere to run.
Oh.
Run? Had I wanted to run, I would have fled 1,000 times already.
Oh.
I witnessed the golden age of Deshret's relics. Even if I could leave this place behind, all that awaits me now are endless days of humiliation and ruin. Even now, my brothers and I still believe in one thing. The greatest should never live to remember their fall.
So you want to go out in a blaze of glory?
Let us draw our weapons. We will show them the true power King Deshret bestowed upon his followers. They are but two, while we hold within ourselves the entirety of the relic's glory.
What's going on?
Wave one, charge! Eliminate them!
Solidify!
Illusion shattered!
Alright, let's go.
There is no escape! Everybody stand back!
Don't think that you've won. We're just getting started.
Alright, time to do this. Let's go.
King Deshret will not abandon any one of his followers.
I'm going in!
I will have order.
Brothers! This is where we'll prove our faith.
You all just wanna die?
Let's go.
Where do you think you're going? Cheer! Cheer! Now you shall perish!
Alright. Here we go.
The commander has finally fallen!
Oh.
But they're still coming at us! This place is like a gladiator's ring. They just keep coming no matter how many we beat!
Yes! Keep fighting! There's no need to fear, and no need to back down!
Oh.
This is our last stand!
When the next wave comes, try to draw away their attacks.
Oh.
I'm going to see if I can take out that high platform.
Okay. Let's see. Oh.
Get out of my way!
Come and face me, Michel!
Oh.
So they've broken through the front as well.
Apologies, Lord Michel. They fight like absolute madmen.
Oh.
No matter how much we throw at them, they just keep coming for more.
So, it would seem like this is the end.
Mm-hmm.
Time to pay for everything you've done, Michel.
Yeah.
You think I would give you that opportunity? I will be buried in the sand alongside all the rest of our fading glory.
Hey, wait!
Where is he going?
We were too late.
Oh.
It's over. There's no more need to fight. But if you're still going to cling on to your so-called mercenary's pride, then I'll give you all a good beating as well.
Hey,
dear! I found the mechanism. I'll get you all back up here right away.
Yeah. And there's the big chest right there.
Let's go.
I gotta get the big chest first. Yay. Chest with Primos. Yeah. Good Primos, yes. Okay. Let's go on. Alright.
Who are you filthy rats? And why are you always pestering us?
You call yourself a member of the infamous Deshret's relics, and you still can't even tell who's made it all the way to your headquarters?
Who knows what intent a bunch of rats may have? We try to catch a couple, and you all just show up on the other side instead. How are we supposed to figure out what you're after? Hey, have you ever heard of a man by the name of Kusela? Why would I know? It's not like I'm in charge or anything.
This is your last chance to talk.
Oh.
Hey, I said I don't know anything. I'm just an average member here. I'm telling the truth. If you're here to find someone, why don't you look through the records yourselves? Who can remember every name and face with so many people coming in and out every day?
The irony. His life became a light for so many, yet to others, it wasn't even worth remembering. Where's the records room? Answer me.
It's right over there. All the files are in there. You can go through them as much as you want. It's not like any of them still matter anyway.
I mean the old records room.
The old records room? You mean the one that got burned down? Kusela. Ah, yeah, I remember him now. The guy who could hardly walk. Watch your mouth. That's our boss you're talking about.
Yeah.
He was definitely faking it. We all let our guard down as soon as we saw him come hobbling in. But in the short time it supposedly took him to take a dump, he'd already gotten away. and started a fire in the records room. He couldn't have possibly outrun us if he wasn't a fraud. And after that, Deshret's relics fell into complete disarray.
Stop wasting our time. Every one of us here is perfectly aware of what he had done. Tell me, where is the old records room?
It's just over there. Go see it for yourself if it means that much to you. There's nothing left in there but ashes. No human could ever survive that kind of inferno. Bashar, Tikriti, let's go. We'll leave the others here to guard these guys. Spare them no mercy if they try anything.
Wonder what happened. Okay, old records room. Alright, over there. Got it. Alright. Just curious. I want to see if there's something past here. There's a guy over here. The chest? Nope. Just good to check, make sure if there's any chest around. Alright, here we go.
So, this was his final destination.
Yeah.
How did he do it? Getting past all the guards with a limp and sneaking in here to start a fire? If he was nimble enough to do that, then he must have been able to get out of here after starting the fire, right?
True.
Deya.
I'm sorry. I know it's just wishful thinking. Let's look around. Maybe we can find something that's been left behind.
True. Everyone searches around the room.
Is this a cane?
Oh.
It must be the one that Deya's father used.
Kusela.
Thanks for everything, boss.
We're fortunate to somehow find that cane after that fire.
Let's split up and look around some more. What if something else has been left behind?
True, true.
But what else could survive a fire like that?
Huh?
Oh, she found something. Oh. Oh. There's more to it. Sword. So it's not just a cane.
Wait! Isn't that the toy sword you played with as a child?
The dragon is no more.
Ah.
Princess Deya has slain it. Its head now hangs above the city gates. Her bravery has brought eternal peace and prosperity to us all. Deya, come on. This is the most important line.
You can do it.
But Deya, you defeated the dragon. Everyone's waiting for your speech. Still too shy, huh? All right. I hereby proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more.
Aww. He kept it all those years.
I hereby proclaim our victory.
Aww.
Evil shall plague us no more, Dad.
The whole story was shared with the Corpse 30, which finally joined the investigation in the name of restoring order. Members' Death's relics were brought to justice. The members of Khan Almar turned themselves into the authorities. The cane once belonged to Kusai Deya is now Deya's.
What's this?
We got you snacks and drinks. All on Paimon's tab. Let's do that.
Don't you remember? You asked Paimon what she would do if she were to wake up tomorrow with loads of money.
Ah.
And Paimon said that she would get boatloads of tasty snacks. You looked super confused at the time, but said it was an adorable thing to say. These opportunities don't come by often. So today, Paimon's gonna treat you to a special crash course on Paimon's life philosophy.
She rarely spends her allowance on other people.
Hey, Not that stingy.
I mean, I barely see you spend money in this game, Paimon. You know what I mean.
Anyway, the point is that you should eat to your heart's content. You'll feel better for sure once you've gotten something in your tummy. Dunyarzad will also be here shortly. She's already heard that we're back.
Yay.
Aw, thanks, you two. Honestly, this is very unlike me. I just had a lot on my mind on our way back, so I
Aw.
didn't know what to say. My chest was filled with all kinds of intense emotions. They just shook me even more than all the feelings we've shared during our previous adventures. But when everything came to an end, those emotions also vanished without a trace, and I was left feeling more empty than ever before. It was as if I'd lost the thing that was most important to me.
Oh. Everything just happened so fast.
Yeah, you're right. To many mercenaries, Mora is the most important thing in the world. But perhaps to us, it's the most worthless thing of all. Idrisi and the others all used to say that they would quit if there was no Mora to be had. But when it came to avenging my father, there was no Mora to be made anywhere. My reality shattered when I found out that the father who always told me hero stories was in fact a bad guy. But look at me now. Am I any different? Despite all my promises about never forgiving him and never trying to understand him, I still went to such lengths to find out the truth and nearly even shed tears for his sake. We're hypocrites. All of us.
You should never question your true feelings, though.
Yeah, you're right. It's just a pity that we often only recognize our true feelings after it's already too late.
True.
You're back! Are all of you alright?
Ah, there she is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Many people from the Corps of 30 came over, and I just wrapped up everything with my dad. All I can do now is wait for their verdict. Huh? Deya, you're looking quite down again.
Paimon will explain. A lot happened while we were gone.
You tell once Paimon finishes telling the story, Zari begins to cry.
I really should have controlled my emotions better. I just...
Oh.
It's all right, my lady. You were hurt by all of this as well. Truth be told, I'm starting to feel a little guilty watching you cry like this.
Deya, your pain must be even worse. You shouldn't need to comfort me.
Hey, don't worry about me. If anything, this whole thing has finally shown me the difference between illusion and reality. My father probably thought that people could settle into new lives as long as they moved to a new environment. That thought has even crossed my mind a few times. It's like saying, what's wrong with adapting to a new life? However, there was always something deep within my mind that refused to accept it. This impulse brought me great turmoil, and even made me feel ashamed for turning my back on your father's kindness. But now that I consider it again, it all makes sense. The desert sands are a part of who I am, and I will never be able to lead a peaceful existence.
I understand how you feel.
That doesn't mean I won't be making any changes to my life, though. As an example, I'm now thinking about taking on some small odd jobs. It's just like Idrisi said. I also want to catch up to my father and become a character in his play. Even if the ending of the story may be childish and ridiculous, it won't really matter.
Isn't that neat, though? Oh, you'll be a whole new kind of mercenary, one that's not out for Mora.
Yeah.
Why don't we go for a change of scenery once we finish eating? What about stopping by the Grand Bazaar again?
Right. You said you wanted to get a rug for your family.
We'll come along too.
It's always more fun when there's everyone together.
I can't thank you enough for taking care of me this entire time.
Yeah. Alright, we'll go to the Grand Bazaar and clear your head. Yay. Alright. The Grand Bazaar we go. Yes. Hmm. Turn here.
Oh, this rug here is quite something. The
Oh.
craftsmanship is exquisite, and the fabric is also of high quality.
Ah, here you are. Finally, I found you.
Oh.
Hey! Aren't you that mercenary who bit his tongue? You
Yeah.
can still talk?
Kind of, I guess.
Wait, are you here to take revenge on us?
No, I don't think that's what's it about.
What are you talking about? Do I look like I could take you all to a fight? I just came here to give you something. I'll be on my way to give myself up to the Corps after this.
Alright.
Once I woke up, I hurried to the Khan al-Ahmar's camp, hoping to alert them to your presence.
Mm-hmm.
When I got there, I found no one except the members who were still too injured to move.
Oh.
Ah, so you probably got there after us.
True.
Yeah, they told me that they had exacted their revenge, and everyone had turned themselves in to the authorities. Even that last camp was not going to last for much longer.
Hmm.
I had joined the cause to repay an old favor from Kusela. Now that everyone's already turned themselves in, I might as well do the same. One of the injured members gave this box to me, and told me that it contained some of the old man's last possessions.
Oh.
Everything left in the camp will get confiscated, so I figured I should get this to you before the Corps could get their hands on it.
Hmm.
Thank you.
No worries. We are all just living our own truths. There's no need to comment or judge anyone for it.
Yeah.
So this box contains everything that Dia's father left.
Well, back in the day, the first thing he did with any Mora was spend it on things like drinks and meat.
Oh.
But let's see what's inside. What's this? It's just a bunch of junk.
Oh.
Ugh, kinda stinks.
Perhaps it's just been left unopened for too long.
A handwritten copy of a storybook. The paper's already yellowed, and it looks like it's about to fall apart. It was against the Academia's rules to possess books for personal use. If he was going to break that rule, he could have at least copied something useful.
That probably means this was really important to him.
Mm-hmm.
And here are a few bags of children's snacks. The packaging's completely deteriorated. Maybe that's where the smell was coming from.
Did he get those for you?
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Even when I was a child, I was never a fan of these kinds of snacks. He'd always say that he got them for me, but in the end, he always ate more than I ever did.
Aw.
Who even leaves snacks in a box like this anyway? Isn't that just common sense? Forget it. Let me see what else is in here. A razor, some buttons, some round iron tiles, a wooden toy puppet, a wool scarf, which from the looks of it probably belonged to a woman, and a hair clip? Why are these things here?
I'm suddenly feeling a little scared.
I'm sorry, my lady, but this is just the kind of man he was. He probably saw this box as some kind of personal trash heap and dumped any and everything in there.
Oh.
2 empty liquor bottles. Tell me, you guys, are these the kinds of things that a normal person would leave behind?
What an interesting man.
Huh? There's something in the bottle.
Oh, you're
Oh?
right. All right, I got it out. It seems to be a piece of paper with some writing on it. The bottom part's all damaged from moisture, though. Let's hope the writing didn't smudge.
Huh?
I was suddenly seized with an urge to write a letter after finishing this bottle. I just folded it up and left it in the bottle, though. If I end up forgetting about it, it won't really matter. To Deya. It's a letter for me?
You don't need to read it out loud.
It's all right. I'll just read it out. If he went to the trouble of writing a letter, there must have been some important things that he wanted to say.
True.
Or at least record down.
Mm-hmm.
My condition's becoming worse and worse. Can't even walk without a cane anymore, much less go out and have fun.
Aw.
Guess I don't have many days left. If you're reading this letter, then I suppose I'm already long gone.
Aw.
You were adorable as a baby. Everyone loved you. And regardless of whether you were crying or laughing, everyone enjoyed having you in the group. But once you grew a bit older, you were no longer nearly as happy or cute. It's probably Idrisi's fault. He was never up to any good.
Can you believe this guy? He can point the finger at himself.
Anyway, back to the point. To summarize, I'm writing this so you would know not to feel sad for me, even if you end up finding out the truth. The reason being that I was never your father to begin with.
What?
Wait, what?
Surely, he must be joking, right?
I don't know.
I was quite formidable when I was young, and 100 times cooler than some so-called flame main. Really felt like the whole world was under my feet. With just a teeny tiny bit of effort, I felt I could rule over the entire desert. But as fate would have it, I went out into the desert for a drink one day, and discovered a baby in the sands. You were just lying there, small and helpless. You were so tiny that if the wind blew for just a little while longer, you would have been buried forever.
Aww.
But your cries were so loud they made my head hurt. Now that I think of it, you really were a bundle of energy.
Sounds like he's serious.
I told Idrisi and the others that I had slipped up with a woman while out and about. None of them even doubted me. I'm sorry that I had to lie to them for so long, but I really had no other choice. I was their most esteemed leader, after all. It's not like I could just tell them that I suddenly wanted to play at being a father. At this rate, I'll puke up all the liquor I just drank from this bottle.
Deya learned he just took her in. Aww.
Anyway, Deya, you possess the kind of freedom and kindness that we could only dream of. As far as how you should live your life, that'll be up to you to decide.
That's the end of the letter.
Aww.
In the end, he was still thinking of me as a little child.
But isn't that also a good thing?
I suppose, or I would have suffocated under the sand a long time ago.
Aw, poor Deya.
He was a good father to you. The fact that he wasn't a blood relative doesn't change that.
I'm getting sleepy already.
Yeah, it's just a pity that we had to learn the truth of everything like this.
Do you already have some ideas about the decision that he wanted you to make?
I do. If he first found me alone in the sands, then I want to try my hand at finding the person who abandoned me. I just have one wish. To tell them a story. That there once existed a childish and foolish jerk with a heart of gold.
Aww.
And that only under his care was I able to grow and mature into the person I am today.
Aww.
If you end up finding any leads, can you share them with us? We go on adventures all the time. Maybe we'll be able to find some information for you.
Yeah.
Sure, I appreciate it.
We'll help.
I wasn't expecting you to be so enthusiastic.
I also don't want to see his efforts go to waste.
I'll help too.
Thank you. All of you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
My life has certainly had its twists and turns, but I've always considered myself lucky. Because no matter where I've gone, I've always been surrounded by incredible kindness.
That was a good story, honestly. I enjoyed that. Despite not originally being her father, he always saw her as his kid and loved her. Aww. Alright. Now, we can do the hangout event. Let's see. Quest. Story quest, maybe? Yes, there we go. It's like one of these. Alright, now we'll start the story quest. Begin hangout. Yay! The founding conundrum. Alright. A mysterious senior go to paradise deck. Okay. Could easily go there. By teleport. Yay! Alright, here we are.
Even though most of the academia's restrictions have significantly relaxed, I'm still a bit worried that the Matra might give her trouble. I need to stay here to keep an eye on the situation. Kale, can you head to Sumeru City and find out why she isn't here yet?
Does it have to be me?
I'd only assign a job this important to someone I trust. Are you not feeling well?
Oh no, I'm fine. I've completely recovered. It's just that if I'm going to see her, I think I need to mentally prepare myself first.
I know. You'll have a tough time if you go by yourself.
Alright.
If we could arrange for someone to accompany you...
Me. In a predicament, I see?
Oh, hey there!
Ah, it's been a while. What a coincidence. I was just thinking about asking you to accompany Kale to Sumeru City.
What do you, what do you think of me?
Sorry, that's not what I meant. It's just that this matter concerns research banned by the academia.
No.
Not the sort of thing you'd shout from the rooftops. Also, you happen to know about this situation? There are very few people I can trust to be discreet right now. After giving it much thought, I believe you're the most suitable person for the task.
Research banned by the academia?
It's complicated, and this isn't the best place to talk about it. We'll fill you in on the details once she arrives.
Okay. Who is she?
You might have heard about her in Sumeru before. Her name is Faruzan, and she's a very experienced senior researcher.
When you say very experienced...
Let's just say that a huge part of Ksharowar's mechanical research over the past 100 years have used her academic discourse and manuscripts as their foundation.
100 years? Is she human?
She is, but she vanished for 100 years because of a certain incident. She only returned to the academia after being found in the wilderness a few years ago. Because of that, her current personality can be a bit strange, as is her attitude towards Kale.
I'm getting a headache just thinking about it.
She doesn't have bad intentions, so you don't have to be scared.
Alright.
I'll try.
Do we really have to invite her here?
Yes. Ksharawar and Spontamod researchers are often quite prejudiced, so I can't trust them with this matter. However, Faruzan isn't influenced by modern thinking. In our previous correspondence through letters, she indicated that she'd be willing to help.
Alright.
It's already past our arranged meeting time, but she still hasn't shown up.
Did she get caught by the academia?
I don't think so. With her personality, it's more likely that she got wrapped up in some sort of trouble. Anyway, can you go with Kale to the academia and check on Faruzan for me?
Sure thing.
Thank goodness. I was so anxious.
Yay.
I'm counting on you too. Kale, don't push yourself too hard. Just go there and see what's going on. Our task is important, but not that urgent. If Faruzan really is in some trouble, come back and tell me about it. We can always reschedule our meeting.
Alright.
After all, if she's distracted by other things, it'll affect her ability to help us.
Alright, let's go!
Alright. So now... track where she is, which is the academia. So I'll teleport right on top of here. We should find her. Yay.
Sorry, what did you say? Oh, could you repeat yourself?
As Farzan, I said that you need to give us an answer.
Yes. And did you forget to add madam when you addressed me earlier?
Your hearing is perfectly fine. Madam Farzan, we don't want to make things difficult for you. However, you haven't been teaching courses or supervising theses these past few years. Isn't this rather problematic as an advisor? Never mind the students, even other advisors are starting to complain.
And who, if I may ask, complained? If they have any issue with me, tell them to talk to me themselves rather than waste any of your time. You don't have to tell me anything. I very well know that it's those people from Haravatat. How I wish they'd put their time into doing proper research instead.
But, Madam Farzan, it has been a long while since you last made any practical academic contribution yourself.
Academic contribution cannot simply be divided between the tangible and the intangible. The issue here, I believe, is that the reviewer doesn't understand the very nature of knowledge itself. In any case, makes no sense to use a metric like this to evaluate a mentor.
Wait! Madam Farzan, please let me finish.
That's her, all right. But the person with her doesn't look like a Matra.
She looks so young. Oh no.
Shh! She hates it when people call her young. Her body apparently stopped aging during the years she was gone. So that's why she looks the same as she did 100 years ago.
So she... What in the world happened to her?
Okay, I think I'm ready for this. Let's go.
Alright.
Anyway, Akara Crafts and the leader of Kasharawar would like to invite you to collaborate on this project.
Alright.
They're wondering if you'd be interested. Madam Farzan? Are you listening?
Ah, Kale! Why are you here at the Academia? Are you feeling better now? I'm much better, Madam Farzan. It's all thanks to the Traveler and the Dendro Archon. Have you been sleeping well? You seem to be developing some eye bags. Is that brat Tainari forcing you to stay up late again? No, it's because I'm a slow learner. It's not Master's fault. It's good to be hardworking, but you need to take care of your health. I'll have to give Tainari a right talking to when I see him. I'll also prepare some health supplements for you. There's really no need. Ah, and is the person beside you the legendary Traveler?
Pleasure to meet your acquaintance, madam.
Oh, I've heard much about you before. In fact, I've been meaning to meet you for a while now. It is thanks to you, after all, that the Academia is finally getting back on its feet. Even Kali's illness is...
Madam Farzan, I believe we were still discussing the collaboration with Akara Crafts.
I'd wager it's those Kasharawar dunderheads finding excuses so that I'd go to their darshan. Say no more. I have no plans to change my field of research.
If you're this unwilling to participate in the collaborative project, you can also consider teaching a class. It might be difficult to teach a course with topics that only fall within Haravatat's subjects, but we can't delay this anymore. You need to give an answer. You can teach a course or participate in a collaborative project. If you don't do either, it'll be hard for me to persuade the advisors and students who have been complaining.
This seems to have nothing to do with Donar's request.
Could you not give me a few more days to consider? This matter has been delayed for so long already.
That's precisely the issue. If you don't give an answer today, I fear that someone will soon escalate your complaints to the sages.
What a waste of free time these folks are. Now you two are here at Tainari's behest, I take it. I'm sorry, but given the current situation, it looks like I'll have to come over some other day.
Kali seems like she wants to say something. Please give me a moment with Kali.
Of course. I shall need some time to think as well. What now? She seems so busy. Master said there's no rush, but I know that he's been busy working on something at Paradis DI, so he hasn't returned to Gandharville for several days now. I feel for Madame Farzan, but I still want to ask her to come with us. But if I get her in trouble with the Academia, Then she won't have the time to help Master. What should I do? Oh, this is such a headache.
Let's help her resolve her current problem first. Let's think of some way to get her to Alright, let's help her resolve her current problem first.
Yeah, that would be the best for them both. I'll check with Master later and see if there's anything I can help him with.
Alright.
But I'm sure he'll say, the best thing you can do now is study hard, so I don't have to give you remedial lessons.
I can stay and help Farzan.
Huh? Oh yes! This way she can get her problem sorted out quickly.
Yeah.
And then she can go see Master. So if I also stay and help... that still sounds kinda scary.
You don't have to force yourself.
Okay then. I'm counting on you.
I have to teach students from Haravatat, or owe Kasharawar a favor. It strikes me that they might be even less happy about such a deal than I am.
Oh?
I think I can sympathize with them.
We're back, Madame Farazan. The Traveler said that he can stay and help you.
Yeah.
Oh, why I couldn't ask for more. In fact, I'm rather curious about the type of person the Traveler is. You were the one who taught Azar a lesson after all.
I specialize...
That said, will I be troubling you?
I specialize in solving problems.
Is that so? Good. It does so happen that I do have something I need help with.
Okay.
Now, should I apply to teach a course with Haravatat, or join the collaborative project that Kasharawar is proposing? Honestly, I don't want to choose either of them.
Tell me more about the project.
I don't know if Tainari's told you about this before, but while my research involves learning about ruins and the mechanisms within them, I don't belong to Kasharawar, which specializes in researching mechanisms, nor am I in Spontamod, which specializes in researching energy flow. Instead, I'm part of Haravatat, which specializes in languages and scripts.
He only says that you're very research in the field. He only said you're a very senior research in the field of mechanisms. You don't belong to Karava or Span. He only said that you're a very senior research in the field of mechanisms.
She has been invited to Kasharawar multiple times to continue her research, but she's rejected them each time.
Just listen to how they introduce themselves. In the future, Kasharawar will be the only Darshan with the ability to research mechanisms. There's no such thing as exclusivity in knowledge. Besides, the current Kasharawar is more concerned about how mechanisms can be used in everyday life, while my research involves textual analysis of ruins. If they're trying to use the collaborative project as an excuse to have me reconsider again...
No, that's not it. The request this time is from Makara Crafts. The representative of Kasharawar recommended you to them, Madame Farazan. In truth, she told me that it's because she respects you a lot.
Oh, respect? Oh my. Putting aside my ideological differences with Kasharawar, I suppose I must acknowledge this attitude of theirs. At the very least, they're bounds above those decrepit Haravatat fools.
It wouldn't hurt to hear them out.
Yeah, Akara Crafts is a pretty nice shop.
Well, since both of you feel as such, I shall first hear this proposal.
Yeah.
In summary, Akara Crafts wants to design a series of early learning toys that will cultivate curiosity and learning in children.
Early learning toys. Interesting.
The academia agreed to work with them because they hope that these toys can help children become excellent researchers in the future.
True. The current academia is in need of some new blood. If the children start learning now, perhaps I can find some talented students in a few years.
True.
Madame Farazan, you still haven't found any students?
Anise, Kasharawar's representative, should be staying in the inn at Port Ormos. If you want more details, you can find her there.
Port Ormos? Now there's a place I haven't been to in a long time.
I
wonder how much it's changed.
I probably can't join you since Port Ormos is a little far from here. I should probably go back and report to Master, and then review today's homework.
No worries. Go do your homework, Kale. Once I'm done with everything here, I'll head over to Pardistii.
I'll take you there.
Thank you. Why, I'd even call this a rare chance for a curious researcher like myself to observe the legendary traveler up close.
Alright, let's go to Port Armos. So, it's right here, so I'll teleport over here. Alright, here we go. Early learning mechanisms. Look for honest.
Madame Farazan!
Oh.
It's really you. Did you change your mind?
All right, calm down. Let me be clear.
Oh?
I'm still not all that interested in Kasharawar. I'm just here to see how the project is going. After all, you're here as representatives of the academia in this collaboration.
Yeah.
The reputation of all research is at stake here, so I will not simply stand by should mistakes get made.
Either way, it's good that you were willing to come.
Aww.
Now, we've given Akara Crafts many ideas over the past couple of days. However, their owner thinks that our designs are too complicated, which will drive production costs too far up.
That's fair.
That's expected. Students who have never had to deal with budgetary constraints probably don't understand how important it is to keep costs low. How enviable. Oh,
By any chance, has it been difficult for you?
If you join the Kasharawar, your budget will be as big as you want it to be. I guarantee it.
That's enough. I will not repeat myself. Take me to Akara Crafts owner first, if you please.
Oh?
All right. He's usually at the slope up ahead recruiting volunteers to test out his toys.
Ah.
Let's just head over.
Alright, let's head over. It says he's over this way. Fly over there real quick. Oh, I remember this guy. He did that event.
Mamdu, the one I recommended is here.
Oh, so you're, Madame Farazan?
Yes, that's me.
Ah, wonderful. We haven't been able to make any progress in our collaboration recently. We've made many suggestions, but Miss Anis thought that those ideas were too simple and wouldn't be effective in training the mind.
Ah, okay.
These early learning toys are meant to help the academia train future researchers, after all. If they're too simple, then how are they any different from regular toys?
But if they're too complicated, not only will they be expensive to produce considering our production capabilities, but they won't have much broad appeal to Sumeru's children either.
That is fair.
So the design can't be too complicated, but it can't be too easy to play with either.
I remember that in your notes, many contraptions have managed to fulfill complex functions despite using simple parts. Maybe we can do something similar with these early learning toys.
True.
The contraptions in my notes, I didn't create those. I simply took the contraptions in the ruins apart and analyzed them. But now that you mention it, the ruins did have things like that. Do you have a pen, paper, and scissors? I'll make a paper prototype.
Ah.
You have an idea already? I suppose I should have expected as much of a respected academia senior researcher. We do have those. Yes, please, help yourself.
Farazan starts a sketch and cut.
Oh, you're done already?
Oh, it looks like those child toys. The rigs that go around the pole kind of thing.
Let me explain. These 3 thick lines represent 3 poles. These paper strips of varying lengths represent rings of different sizes. They can be slotted onto the poles and stacked up like a tower.
Interesting.
Well, that is easier to make than I expected. So, how is this game played?
It's very simple as well. You just need to shift the tower from this pole to another pole.
Isn't this a little too simple? Even by the standards of an early learning toy, I mean.
But honestly, It is an actually good learning tool. It's actually observed in toddlers that they need to learn this, of sizing and color, so it's actually a good tool.
Of course, when moving each ring, the paper strips in this case,
Mm-hmm.
you must follow one rule. You can only move one ring at a time, and you can't place a bigger ring on top of a smaller one. It's like building a tower. The rings in the 3 poles must be stacked from big to small.
Mm-hmm.
I named this toy Pagoda Stack.
Pagoda Stack.
That sounds way too simple. Even I feel like it's missing something.
Give it a try and you'll find out if it's simple or not. I heard from Anis that you find volunteers to try out the toys, right? Why don't we do the same for this game?
That's fair.
It's such a simple toy. There's no need to...
Mandu, let's just do as she says.
Yes.
Okay, then.
Mandu gathers the nearby volunteers over and follows on explains the rules.
You can all give it a try. Let's see who's able to move the tower to another pole in the smallest number of steps.
Alright.
You called everyone here for such a simple toy?
They're underestimating it.
It doesn't look like it'll take that many steps.
Come on, we all promised to help Mr. Mandu test out the new toys. He said he'd give us new Genius Invocation TCG cards.
So they were lured from a promise of a different toy.
Ugh, fine. Let's get this over and done with so we can head back and play cards.
Children start to play with the Pagonia stack.
Done! It took me 19 steps.
Alright.
Huh? It took me over 20 steps.
I only needed 18 steps.
Not bad. Looks like you're all familiar with the rules now.
Interesting.
Then let's increase the difficulty. The next tower will be 5 layers tall.
Ah.
Now then, give it a shot.
Ah.
Wait, there's more?
Well, since we're already here, why don't we just give it a try?
An extra layer shouldn't make it that much harder, right?
True. Let's see. Let's see how the kids handle it.
What's going on? I've already moved over 30 steps, but I'm still not done yet.
I'm almost done. Looks like I'm the faster one this time.
Done! It took me 35 steps.
What? How?
This Pagoda Stack toy is pretty fun to play with.
Good. We'll try it one final time. This time we'll add 2 more layers, making 7 layers in total.
Oh.
Mamdu, we've still got quite a few paper strips here. Why don't you give this a go as well?
Do you need that many steps for something this simple? Let me try.
Oh.
Madam Faruzan, allow me to try it as well.
You were looking at it quite seriously just now. Are you starting to understand the principles involved?
I think so.
If you want to test out your hypothesis, you'll just have to play and find out.
Got it.
We don't have enough paper strips left for you, Traveler. However, by the looks of things, you seem to have the game figured out.
Just about.
Why don't you guess what the lowest number of steps needed to solve a 7-layer pagoda stack is?
The lowest number of steps to solve a 7-layer. So let me think. The first one was 20 steps, and it went to 30. I'll say 108.
What a shame. You were close. However, you did well for someone seeing pagoda stacks for the first time. Let's see how well they do then.
Alright, after some time.
If I move this small ring, then the big one won't be able to go on top of it. Oh, this is going to take more steps than I expected.
I've lost count of how many steps I've taken.
Oh.
Can I restart?
This got a lot harder.
I solved it. Madam Faruzan, it takes 127 steps in total.
That many? But there are only 7 layers.
For every extra layer in the pagoda stack, the move order you need to consider becomes much more complex, and the number of steps required will at least double.
More accurately, It will require double the steps, plus 1 each
Ah.
time. You did well. You didn't underestimate the principles behind it just because it's an early learning toy.
Interesting.
The complexity of any given contraption isn't determined by the number of parts it has. The way the parts interact and the rules behind how it operates are important too.
Ah.
Oh, I see. No wonder you emphasized in your notes that no contraption should ever be underestimated.
I see. So even a simple toy can become complex with the right set of rules.
That's right. The rules used for Pagoda Stack are the simplest kind when it comes to ancient contraption making techniques.
Ah.
I could spend some time picking out all those machines that do something similar and write you a reference book. Once that happens, you can give the volunteers the reference book and paper prototypes and find out which toy is the most popular.
Do you have any other toys?
Yeah, when can we play with them?
I like it.
In about 2 days or so, I think. Anise, if you're free, can you help me with the illustrations for the reference book?
Of course. I'd be honored.
2 days should be enough for us to find more volunteers. Then we can organize a huge conference here, at which we can announce which toy we'll be making.
Should I come back 2 days then?
You'd be most welcome. We need more people to get a healthy range of opinions.
Ah.
Thank you for coming here with me today. I'll walk back with you.
That was pretty cool. Leave Port Armos. So now we're going. Let's see. Oh, does it not leave? It just says leave. Okay. I guess we're leaving. Oh, right here. There we go.
I'll be going then. Say hi to Tainari and Kale for me if you can. Once everything here is settled, I'll make my way over to Pardistii as quickly as I can.
Oh yeah, about Anise.
Anise. We haven't had much time to get to know each other, but she seems like a good kid. She's able to calmly figure out the basic principles behind something without being influenced by others. I'll do my best to teach her over the next few days. Still, how much she learns will really depend on her.
Why don't you take her on as your student?
Well, her interest lies in the application of mechanisms.
Oh.
I do have some old knowledge to share, but if we think about the future, it's easier for her to learn the things she's interested in if she stays in Kasharawar. My research into mechanisms is, in a sense, a side effect of my research into ancient texts. If she becomes my student to learn how to make modern contraptions, it wouldn't benefit either of us in the long run.
I see, I hadn't considered that.
However, if she develops an interest in deciphering ancient texts over these next 2 days, that would change things. If I successfully poach a student, those young punks at Haravatat will have one less reason to cut my budget. Perhaps if this collaborative project goes smoothly, I can even ignore Haravatat and ask for a higher budget directly from the academia.
About the collaborative project.
Oh, I could come up with lots of ideas. With Anise's help, 2 days will be enough for our work. However, I'm still undecided as to the style of the reference book's text and illustrations.
Try to keep it simple and fun?
You're right. If no one understands the reference book, it doesn't matter how detailed it is. It's better to make it simpler and fun so that children will be interested in the subject.
Yes.
It'll also make it easier for me to recruit students in the long run. Thank you. I'll take your opinion into account. See you in...
Yay. Alright, wait until 2 days later. So, I could easily just fast forward time. 1, 2, boom. Day after tomorrow. It's 1 day going by. There's the next day. And then there we are. Head to the conference. Alright, here we go.
Oh, you're here. We're just starting to set up the venue.
Yeah.
We've called up everyone we possibly could have. This is going to be quite the event.
My masterpiece is going to be exhibited after all. Let's see what the academia shall say about it this time.
The grand and lively event gets underway.
And if we activate this little mechanism just like that, a Sumeru rose will appear at the top of the cane.
Oh, I see.
I thought it came out of thin air. It's amazing.
If the mechanism was bigger, you could make a rabbit appear, right?
Then you can't use a cane. Could you switch it out with a hat or something?
You're applying what you learned creatively. Not bad. Let's look at the next page. If you fold an origami bird like this, it'll fly further and more stably.
Whoa. You can make a mechanism using just a piece of paper?
The principles at play are even more important than the parts that make up a mechanism.
These are pretty cool. I'm tempted to try them out.
I'm not that interested in toys, but if they'll be beneficial for children's development.
Everyone, we have paper prototypes and craft materials that you can use to make your own toys.
That's cool.
This is such a well-prepared event. I'll give it a go.
But we want to play too.
It's fine. We have a lot of paper prototypes and craft materials. All feedback is also welcomed.
The popular and lively event continues.
Oh, my origami bird flew further this time.
Hey.
Professor Farazan, how can I make mine fly further?
Just madam will do. Maybe in the future, you may indeed get the chance to call me Professor.
Oh?
You may wish to pay attention to these few details. Here, for example. All right, try it again.
Wow, it really did fly
further.
Madam Farazan, will we learn origami at the Academia?
Of course you will. If you become a researcher, you can explore any field you like to your heart's content. In the future, if you want, you can even become one of my students.
But Mom and Dad said that there are 6 Darshans in the Academia. Wait, was it 7?
Oh.
Which Darshan teaches about mechanisms in origami?
Well, in this case, it wouldn't be Haravatat.
Oh.
I know. We need to choose Kasharawar.
Huh?
Oh.
I want to attend Kasharawar in the future and fold even better origami birds.
I want to make even more awesome mechanisms.
Actually, the other Darshans do have their own specialties too. For example, Haravatat specializes in... Pay attention, children. Children?
Looks like the early learning toys are a success.
How did this happen?
What if we end up in a Darshan we don't like? Does that mean that we won't get to learn about the things we do like?
No, that won't happen. Take me, for example. I'm a researcher from Haravatat, but I research mechanisms. See? The only person able to restrict your curiosity as a researcher is you. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Not really.
Huh. It's all right. You still have a long road ahead of you. Now, do you want to learn about some other machines? Let me tell you a story about pressure-based mechanisms and elemental monuments.
That's a cute one. The gardener in the nursery. Aw, so long as your pursuit knowledge bring joy. It's fine with, I'm fine with it, but won't you reconsider Haravatat classes are very interesting too? Aw, that's cute. Alright, let's collect our stuff from the quest. Alright, story quest. Alright, here, get the treasure chest, we'll claim that. Alright, that's one. Now I got the other ones. Let's see. Path splits over there. And questions and answer time. That's the one. I'll continue from there.
Reduced to just standing around.
So, early alert. Leave Port Ormos. So, questions and answer time will change now.
I'll be going then. Say hi to Tainari and Kale for me if you can.
So
Once
about
everything here is settled, I'll make my way over to Pardistii as quickly as I can.
So about Quavere.
You want to ask why I'm unwilling to join them, yes?
Yeah.
Putting aside the fact that they're too full of themselves, I actually have no issue with their research methodologies and approach. After all, knowledge is either right or wrong.
Oh?
Superiority and inferiority do not come into the conversation. All researchers are just doing their best to shed light on the unknown in their respective fields of expertise. No matter what corner of the unknown they shed light on, it's a step forward for us all.
Then why do you refuse to join them?
Because I believe wholeheartedly in that principle. Even if the others call my research useless, as long as the knowledge I gain from it is accurate, it could become useful in the future. In the end, useful and useless are concepts that shouldn't be used to evaluate knowledge. When I first started deciphering ancient documents, I didn't think about how it'd be useful to Kasharawar. That's why there's no need for me to join them to do useful research. I'd rather stay in Haravatat. It's much more convenient for me to access the materials I need for my research here.
I see.
Still, the funding that Kasharawar has offered me is so hard to get in Haravatat. Perhaps if this collaborative project goes smoothly, I can even ignore Haravatat and ask for a higher budget directly from the academia.
Do you have any ideas?
Oh, I could come up with lots of ideas. With Anis's help, 2 days will be enough for our work. However, I'm still undecided as to the style of the reference book's text and illustrations.
Try to be accurate and detailed.
You're right. Explanations are a core part of early developments, too. By using detailed and accurate illustrations, we can impart knowledge more effectively. It would also make it easier for me to recruit students.
Alright.
Thank you. I'll take your opinion into account. See you in 2 days.
So, the event was up there, so I'll go back up there, and then we'll turn the time to 2 days later. So I'm guessing the kids are going to be a little more confused from this one. 1, 2. Day after tomorrow. And now we just fast forward time. Yay! Alright. Now let's see.
Oh, you're here. We're just starting to set up the venue.
We've called up everyone we possibly could have. This is going to be quite the event.
Yeah.
My masterpiece is going to be exhibited after all. Let's see what the academia shall say about it this time.
Alright. Grand and lively event gets underway.
To sum up, the 24 forms of pressure-based puzzle mechanisms were used in various ruins.
All
right, let's go to the next page. Now, I'll explain the base layer design of elemental monuments.
I feel like I'm in class.
Are we done yet? I'm falling asleep.
I don't understand any of it at all.
Are these really toys?
They sound a bit too dangerous to buy for children.
Well, we've prepared paper prototypes for everyone. If you're interested in the mechanisms Madame Farazan's talked about, you're more than welcome to try them out.
This is no fun. Can I try another toy?
I want to go home and play Genius Invocation TCG.
Forget it. I don't think anyone would be interested.
I should go home and take care of my children.
That's harsh. The launch event ends sooner on
How did this happen? Forget about getting opinions from others. No one even wanted to stay and try them out.
I'm sorry. I think we miscalculated.
I must apologize too.
No. You simply gave suggestions. I was the one who decided to follow through. Anise, too, was only following my instructions. I will find a way to make up for this error. Please, give me some time. I'll write another reference book.
Excuse me, but are you the one who wrote this reference book?
Yes. Who are you?
Ah, you're that man Mountain who was in the crowd just now.
Do I stand out that much? Well, I guess I don't look like someone who'd have anything to do with toys.
Yeah.
Let me introduce myself. I'm Kamal, the branch master of Sumeru's Adventurers Guild.
What's the branch master doing here? Were you looking for us, or did something...
I came to Port Ormos to visit some old friends. On the way over, I saw the booklet you were handing out, so I came to take a look. Can you print a few more copies of this booklet and sell them to the Adventurers Guild? Also, could you make full-fledged models of those paper prototypes and sell them to us as well?
It worked out in a way.
What does the Adventurers Guild want with these toys?
You may see them as toys, but to adventurers who need to deal with all sorts of machines and contraptions within ancient ruins, this booklet is a true treasure. We have many members who can't read, so books are of little use to them. What they know of handling mechanisms has been learned solely through word of mouth. Even if the academia granted public access to all their books, there are people who can't use them.
And our booklet is practically all pictures.
That's true.
Well, it is designed for children.
It might be a bit too difficult for children, but it's perfect for adventurers. Also, those paper strips, you called them paper prototypes?
Yeah.
If you can make wooden versions for demonstration purposes, even the most illiterate person would be able to follow along and understand. If we can supply a model set for each branch, and if each adventurer carries a booklet with them, then ruin exploration will become much safer.
You really think so? I mean, yes. I always knew it. Knowledge will always be needed, one way or another.
Making models of contraptions for the Adventurers Guild? To be honest, that sounds like a good avenue to explore to me.
Will there be an issue with the academia?
We'll probably have to send in a separate application, but it shouldn't be an issue.
That's fair.
After all, this concerns safety during the exploration of ruins. It's a problem that the academia is actually trying to address as well.
Then let's cut to the chase and discuss the details of our first order. The amount we're offering to pay in advance is... this much.
Wow. Knowledge is wealth. All knowledge will find its use. Interesting. Alright. Now we go back to the quest. And I claim the prize from that one. Alright. Now it looks like... Alright, so we split off here. So, an academic problem. There's another split here and here, so we'll have to go back here. Continue playing. And... we talked to Calais. That's where things split, I see. So, Calais is... at the city right now. So I'll teleport there, and we'll take the next, choice.
What now? She seems so busy. Master said there's no rush, but I know that he's been busy working on something at Parties DI.
True.
He hasn't returned to Gandharville for several days now. I feel for Madame Farazan, but I still want to ask her to come with us.
Alright.
But if I get her in trouble with the academia, then she won't have the time to help Master. What should I do? Oh, this is such a headache.
So this is where we split. Let's think of some way to get her to Paradise DCA.
But if someone does complain to the academia, wouldn't it make Farazan's situation more awkward? And if the academia investigated and found her at Parties DI, things would get even worse for her. Do you have some way to invite her over to Parties DI without stepping on the academia's toes?
Alright, so here's two options. Let's observe the situation first. I do have markings of an idea. So, observe the situation is one thing. We could also do, I have the making of an idea.
Then. I'm counting on you.
I have to teach students from Haravatat, or owe Kasharawar a favor. It strikes me that they might be even less happy about such a deal than I am.
I think I can sympathize with them.
Madame Farzan, we're back. Sorry for asking again, but are you sure you can't go to parties DI today?
Well, since you're asking me so sincerely, let's just ignore the academia and...
Please, Madame Farzan, focus. Today's the deadline.
Actually, Tighnari wants to invite her to talk over and to discuss some research.
Yes. I see. No wonder he sent you two over. Why, that lad didn't make it very clear in his letter, now did he? Otherwise, I would have reported it as part of my research.
Yeah, that's right. Master sent us over to explain everything to you.
Wait. Opportunities for collaborative research don't just come out of thin air. This seems like too much of a coincidence. Also, there isn't much overlap between Madame Farazan's research and that of Amorta, right? What will you even be collaborating on?
Master wants to research,
a fully automated irrigation system.
A fully automated irrigation system?
Well, that's something.
Precisely. It's a system that can automatically adjust the amount of water it provides based on the season and the plant species involved.
Interesting.
I saw a similar mechanism while exploring a rune in the rainforest. That's why Tighnari wanted to collaborate with me.
A mechanism like that exists? Why haven't I heard of it before?
That makes sense that Tighnari would want to do that.
I found it 100 years ago, so it's only natural that you don't know about it.
Hmm.
Why don't you go ask your teacher's teacher? Perhaps they've heard about it from their teacher.
Oh?
But we can't prove its existence one way or the other, right?
True.
Not. I'll have Tighnari write an official proposal to the academia later. That should do it, right?
Yeah.
An official proposal. Fine. We haven't made any progress with either the collaborative project or the elective course anyway. I'll go inform my superiors now. Please do take care of the paperwork as soon as possible.
Sure. I'll be sure to needle him until he gets it done.
Researchers of these clearly things have some doubts.
Phew. I think she bought it.
That was quick thinking back there.
Even though this is our first meeting, I must say, we make a good team.
Wow! You made up that excuse on the spot, huh? Madame Farazan, did you really find an irrigation system 100 years ago? If the academia asks for any details...
Oh?
Who knows? It's been 100 years, so it wouldn't be too surprising if I've forgotten a few details, no?
That's fair.
Huh? Then how will we explain things to them?
I'll let Tighnari worry about whatever documents we might need to send to the academia. If I'm right, the request he has in store for me won't be any simpler than the academia nonsense.
True. Mysterious Senior. Wanderings of a Lonesome Shaman. Return to Paradise DCL. Alright.
Master, we're back!
Oh?
Huh? Where did he go?
You don't have to shout.
Oh.
I can hear you. Well, you got here much faster than I expected. I thought you'd have a lot more business to take care of.
She kinda did.
Thanks to the Traveler, I was able to, pawn off various problems of mine onto others.
Onto others? What does that mean?
To Nonari.
We can discuss that later. You're looking for me because of that thing you mentioned in the letter, right?
That's right. Please, follow me.
Alright. Alright. Enter Paradise DCL. Nonari's gonna figure it out eventually. Alright. Right here. Oh. It's this mechanism. Oh. What happened?
A monster? Why is there a monster here?
He's not a monster, he a friend.
Don't be scared, Kale. This is the mechanical life form the Traveler and I saved a while back. Its name is Karkata. It's the final work of a late junior of mine.
You mean Abatui? He must have been a genius to create one of such polish all by himself. It's uncommon that a Spontamod researcher is able to create such an intricate machine. If he were still around, we could probably chat the day away. What a shame.
Aww.
Something seems wrong here. Have you been maintaining it? Mechanical life forms are much more fragile than they look. Is Karkata sick?
Oh, poor
Karkata has
Karkata.
been lying down like this since a few days ago. It could be an old malfunction acting up again. I've taken a few courses conducted by Spontamod before, so I've managed to perform some passable repairs on Karkata's energy supply module. However, it seems the issue this time is with its transmission. My knowledge can only prevent its condition from deteriorating any further. But, Madame Faruzan, you should be able to find a way to repair it.
Not necessarily. Mechanical life forms are created using techniques from alchemy, elemental science, and more. There are multiple modules here that influence each other. A simplistic knowledge of mechanisms will not serve here. You know that as well. Each mechanical life form is very different from the next. So even I cannot be sure if my understanding of mechanical life forms is going to be of any use to our little crab friend here. Karkata. Can you all go outside for a minute? I need a bit of space. Before I do a thorough check, everything we've just said is but conjecture.
All right. We're counting on you, Madame Faruzan.
Yeah. Talk to Tonari with you for the result. Wait for results. Alright.
We'll wait here till Faruzan finishes her inspection. In the meantime, I'd like to talk to you about her.
I also wanted to ask about her past.
Her past, huh? Quite a few people in the academia know about what happened to her. Perhaps it'd be best if I'm the one to tell you.
Alright.
I told you before that she disappeared for 100 years, right? From her perspective, trapped might be a more apt description.
Trapped?
Her exact words were...
That ruin was crawling with traps and coded inscriptions from wall to wall.
Oh.
I did all I could to decipher the code and deactivate the traps to escape the ruin, but there was no way out. I lost track of time and I ran out of pen and paper. In the end, I had to use stone shards to write on the walls and on the floor to decipher the code. Then, before I realized it, I ran out of space on the walls and floor. I had to calculate all the possibilities in my mind. After that, my memory started to become fuzzy, and my cognition slowed down.
She doesn't remember anything else, including the location of the ruin and how she finally managed to escape. When she was found in the outskirts of Sumeru a few years ago, she looked exactly the same as she did 100 years prior. However, she was in a stupor and struggled to form sentences. Only after a lengthy recovery period could she speak again. The academia speculates that she must have gotten trapped in an unknown ruin while researching machines a century ago. And because of the ruin's special properties that halted her aging, she was able to use those 100 years to crack the trapping mechanism and then escape. Though she had finally broken free, 100 years had passed. Everyone she knew, and everyone who knew her was already gone. In the end, Even the academia had to rely on century-old records in the Akasha to confirm her existence.
Ah.
Don't make that face. I'm not telling you this because I want to drum up sympathy. She wouldn't want others to pity her because of past events. Rather, she sees that period of entrapment as an experimental error. As a researcher, she must accept everything that results from her experiments, even if they don't fall within expectations.
Interesting.
Even after going through so much, she's returned to Sumeru and still hasn't given up on her research. Due to changes over the years and drift in academic subjects, she holds some rather strong opinions about the current academia, and she has no shortage of detractors herself. What I want to say is that no matter what era we're in, Faruzan is a true senior researcher in every sense of the word.
True.
She has her own deep understanding of various ruins and machines. If there's a chance, you should talk about them with her. It'll definitely be helpful for your journey.
I see.
Master, Madame Faruzan's done.
Yay.
Oh? Let's head over. With any luck, she might have figured something out.
Alright.
I never thought that I'd encounter a restitution module once again after 100 years. Abatui really installed quite a few impressive things on this. If my guess is correct, this mechanical life form has displayed attempts at self-sustenance before, right? Such as collecting parts to repair itself, for instance?
It has collected parts before, yep.
It used them for something else, but as far as its design goes, it does have a function like that.
I knew it. If I'm not wrong, Karkata's issue lies with its restitution module. Abatui's modified this module extensively, but the core parts and design philosophy are very similar to the principles as I know them. They are all based on principles learned from the ruins.
From the ruins?
The creators of the ruins machine once tried to create a perpetual mechanism that could replace life or even surpass it. The restitution module is the result of one of their countless attempts. It replicates the behavior of living things to achieve a self-repair function. However, the energy required in maintenance of the module became an issue.
Okay.
Energy consumption? Maintenance?
For example, a living thing's heart can deliver nutrients and blood to various organs. However, the bigger the living thing, the more powerful the heart needs to be.
True.
Once the heart is damaged, it'll be hard for that living thing to heal itself, and even the function of other organs can be affected. Thus, the attempt wasn't widely adopted. Even 100 years ago, I'd only seen it once before. Oh dear, this is going to be a problem.
Why is that?
Based on my current research, I'll need to swap out the damaged parts in the restitution module to repair Karkata. But like I just said, the module is rare, even by the standards of ancient machines. Not only that, but there is very little related research documentation available. Finding suitable parts would be like trying to find a single gear in the vast desert, to say nothing of the difficulty in making those parts from scratch. One can only wonder where Abatui found the original parts.
I might have an idea. Abatui was, for a time, quite passionate about excavating the Great Red Sand. This was when he had just gotten expelled from the academia.
You mean to say he found a restitution module in the desert? Well, that is indeed possible.
But the desert's huge. How are we supposed to find the parts that Karkata needs?
According to the academia's records, no similar parts have been found in the Great Red Sand over the past 100 years. If we want to try our luck, we'll have to explore ruins that have never been explored before.
I do know that a Vahumana researcher formed an expedition team after the sandstorms and earthquakes subsided. They are now exploring areas of the desert that used to be difficult to access.
Okay.
Should we ask them if they've made any new discoveries lately?
The chances are slim, but it's at least more effective than running around like headless chickens.
Where's the archaeology team currently stationed?
His name is Raid. I think he's stationed at the northeast part of the Hypostyle Desert. Let's go look for him once Karkata settles down.
Oh, you and Kale should probably stay. Karkata's condition may be stable, but it would still be better if some of us stay to look after it.
That's fair.
Besides, you still need to take care of the trouble that the academia left for me.
Trouble from the academia? I thought you said you pawned it off to someone else. Wait, don't tell me.
I'll let Kale fill you in on the details. I look forward to seeing your work, Tainari.
That's funny. Alright. Let's go. Alright. Time to go to the desert expedition team. Can't even figure out what's the right word to say. Alright, let's go. Right here. Ah. Some living mechanisms.
Halt! Mr. Raid's permission is required to proceed any further.
We're not outsiders. She's a researcher from the academia.
That still won't do. Mr. Raid told us to keep people away from the ruins so they don't damage the site.
Damage the site? I've excavated more ruins than you visited restaurants. Which batch of students is Raid from? I want to see him right now.
He isn't at the campsite now. You should all leave. Only he can give you permission to enter.
We can't just waste our time here like this. Let's wait for the researcher to come back first.
You're right. Even if there is new information, we still have to wait for him to come back so we can ask him about it. So let's just see what we can find out from the people here.
Alright.
I'm going to give that Raid a good talking to when he gets back. Starting from who in the world mentored you?
Halt!
Oh. Whoops. Ran right into him, so I talked to people. Here's one person.
That machine looks amazing. Could it be the legendary Ruin Wanderer?
Oh.
The location seems to fit too. Might that legend actually be true?
It's about a legend. There's another person.
The ruins. Don't know anything. We were only hired to deliver water and supplies to them. Forget excavation. They won't even let us get close to the camp where they're staying.
And there's another person somewhere. Right around there. There we go.
This area used to be ravaged by frequent sandstorms, but it's been calm lately for some reason. They say that this was done by a single traveler, but seriously, is such a thing even humanly possible?
Yeah, we did it. After asking around, they start to...
I found out everything I could. Is there anything that stands out to you?
The machine they speak of.
Ruin Wanderer. That's the first time I've heard that name. But that wreckage did seem a bit weird.
What's so weird about it?
It's a bit far away, and I can't really say for sure from this distance. Perhaps we should ask the villager from before about the legend first.
True. Alright.
Huh? What are you guys doing back here?
I want to learn more about the legend of Ruin Wanderer.
I wouldn't blame you for not knowing about it, youngsters. After all, it's a tale that's over a decade old. It's said that this monster, the Ruin Wanderer, traversed through various ruins for centuries. Many adventurers had claimed to see it while exploring. Some said that it was like a giant, while others said that it was like a beast. However, none knew why it wandered the ruins. Then, about 10 years ago, we stopped hearing any news about it in Sumeru. No one has seen it since then, and the legend has since faded into memory. You youngsters probably don't know about the Ruin Wanderer nowadays, but it was famous for centuries.
Centuries? Impossible. I heard nothing about it back then. It could only have been around for a few decades at most.
Wait, back then?
Indulge my curiosity for a moment. Why do you think that wreckage is the Ruin Wanderer?
Well, I had also heard that secondhand from...
You heard that nonsense from the Eremites after they got drunk, right?
Who are you?
Madam Faruzan, it is a pleasure. I'm Raid, the one who organized this archaeological expedition. I'd heard of you at the Academia, but I didn't
No.
expect to run into you here. Truly, it is an honor. And this must be the famous traveler, I presume. What brings the two of you here?
Have you found any special contraptions and relics in the ruins that you've been investigating?
I'm ashamed to say that we haven't found anything noteworthy, even though we've been investigating for a while now.
Oh.
Really? That ruin wanderer isn't noteworthy to you?
I'm afraid those are mere rumors. Really, I sometimes wish that those people would put as much effort into their work as they do into gossiping.
Oh.
You're right, sir. I'll get back to work now.
Oh.
The wise do not buy into rumors, so it is said. I believe that you too, Madam Farasan, do not put any stock into such baseless talk.
That's fair.
It is also said that real knowledge shall come from practice. I can help you research the excavated relics and see if I can find out anything new about them. You can take credit for any new discoveries. I believe this offer to be sufficiently attractive.
In truth, I could ask for nothing better than your help with our research.
That's fair.
However, you two must be tired after a long journey. I'd feel bad if I set you to work immediately. It's getting late and my subordinates and I are heading back to the camp to rest. Why don't you find a place to spend the night first? We can continue our discussion tomorrow. There's a tent that the villagers occasionally use to rest. It's a bit simple, yes, but I hope you won't mind.
Since you need to rest as well, let's do just that.
Yes. Alright, go to the makeshift camp. Alright, so, oh, right here. There we go.
This is quite far away. Are they trying to prevent the villagers from eavesdropping on them? This suits us just fine, though. This way, they won't overhear our conversations either. Now, I have my suspicions about this archaeological expedition team and that machine wreckage. I only caught a quick glimpse, and it was from a distance. But based on the condition of the armor and joints, it didn't seem like something that had been lying around for centuries. At most, I'd estimate that it only stopped moving about a dozen years ago.
A dozen years ago?
Yes. The timing coincides with the spreading of the legend. Now, assuming that it really is the Ruin Wanderer, how do you suppose it was able to maintain a relatively good condition despite high-intensity operation over the course of several decades?
The restitution module.
That's right. Technically speaking, the module shouldn't be able to move such a large machine chassis. However, I'm basing my knowledge on the mechanical life forms I've seen before.
You've seen such life forms before?
Well, this was over 100 years ago. It was a machine about the same size as Karkata, actually. It couldn't carry heavy objects or fight, and was only able to help me record some notes. It also helped me deliver letters home. I found it near the desert, which is why I wondered if there might be more restitution modules buried around here.
Mechanical life form. Is it no longer around? A mechanical life form from 100 years ago.
Honestly, people in ancient times might have already solved the problem of providing enough power for all I know. I'll need to research this properly.
Why didn't you go and investigate earlier?
Had I confronted Raid right there and then, he would have said that he couldn't tell that the machine was special. Then he'd just hand it over to the Academia obediently, and he'd get away scot-free. If the wreckage were to be handed to the Academia, it'd be much tougher for us to do research on it or get spare parts for Karkata.
True.
Anyway, we should figure out what they're planning before making our next move. They insisted that we should stay the night, which means if they're trying to pull a fast one on us, they're likely to try tonight. We must be vigilant.
Alright. Night goes on, you hear a faint sound in the distance.
Are those sounds coming from the excavation site? I knew they wouldn't be able to wait. They must be scared that we might discover something tomorrow. Not a single person guarding the campsite. This must be quite the manpower expenditure. I'll see if they left any clues behind at their camp. Keep watch and help me stall them if it comes to that, would you?
No problem.
All right. I'm counting on you.
Alright. Clues in the camp. Go to, the evacuation site first. Okay. There we go.
Why isn't the tent here yet? We need to switch it out tonight.
Oh.
It's still on the way. I'm afraid this is the first time we're delivering such a huge one.
You good-for-nothings are just a load of trouble, aren't you? We wouldn't have to deal with these interlopers if you had kept those lips of yours from flapping. Hurry up and hide our current tent and deliver the new one to me tonight, no matter what it takes.
Huh? Who's there?
It's me. Oh, the traveler.
I'm sorry. I'm just a bit upset because my subordinates aren't doing their jobs properly. When did you get here?
What's this delivery I hear you're having trouble with?
It's nothing. Just a tent. We didn't pack up all our tents from the last campsite. Some of them, along with a few people, have been left there.
Oh.
Someone damaged our current tent, so I'm trying to get my subordinates to get one from that previous campsite delivered here.
And you're discussing that over here because...
The relics in the ruins are highly valuable, so I'm worried that treasure hoarders and bandits might try to steal them. Since the tent isn't here yet and I can't fall asleep, I came here to patrol.
There are people who steal these relics?
Well, these things are antiques after all. There will always be people interested in buying them. I hired so many people precisely because I was worried about that happening. Speaking of which, I'd like to ask, is the Academia really aware that you've traversed through the desert to come here in the middle of the night? Also, where's Farazan? Why isn't she with you?
I'm right here. Also, you forgot to address me as Madam.
Sorry, Madam Faru.
You were all making so much noise that I couldn't sleep, which is why I got the Traveler to find out what was going on. But for some reason, that one task took forever, so I came to check in on the situation.
I'm very sorry for disturbing your rest. I'll tell my subordinates to be quieter on patrol.
Good. Come on, Traveler. Let's head back.
We're heading back already?
Yes. We came to check out the situation, didn't we? Well, we've already done that. We should get better rest so that we'll have energy to investigate tomorrow.
Was I mistaken? Oh, the core's missing. Maybe she took it when they were looking. Return to the temporary camp.
Thanks for dealing with them. Now, I found something good on my end. These are the excavation records from their campsite. According to them, the ruins have been raided before, with numerous traps and contraptions having already been triggered. I also observed the wreckage up close earlier. The weathering is nowhere near as extensive as on the relics that have been buried for over 100 years. There's no doubt that the wreckage in the ruins don't belong to the same era. Instead, it must have wandered into the ruins about a dozen years ago. It could have fallen into a trap or encountered a glitch within the ruins, remaining stationary like that until it was discovered recently. However, I still don't know why they'd want to hide it. I have no doubt that the researcher could definitely reach the same conclusion I did. The last few pages of the excavation records are written in code, which I still need time to decipher. The answer may lie within those pages.
You can decipher coded messages?
It's just wordplay. And if anything, that's my wheelhouse.
The zone gets on to work deciphering the code.
Just a bit more.
Alright.
Help!
Please help!
Why are you running away? Come back! Protect me!
What's that sound? Is it?
Yep. It's wandering again.
The Ruin Wanderer? Reactivated? That's impossible! Is this the work of some kind of hidden mechanism? Never mind. We have to focus on saving lives first. I'll cover them. You go stall the Ruin Wanderer. What? It ignored the Traveler?
Why is it chasing after us?
What could have caused it to reactivate? And to give chase?
Darn it! Hey, come on, you lot! It's clear that we can't escape, so let's just attack it!
Oh? It just stopped again.
It stopped?
Hey, you guys, get up there and tell me what's going on.
But what if it suddenly moves?
You good-for-nothings. Why is everyone I hired so useless? Move! I'll do it myself. Looks like this thing's parts can't handle the load of functioning anymore after years of disrepair. When it first reactivated, I was wondering if it'd be as amazing as the legends had pegged it to be. I didn't expect it to be so much weaker than it looks. How disappointing.
Disappointing, you say? Now, is that because you won't be able to sell it for much?
Faru-san, you may be my senior as an academia researcher, but that doesn't mean you get to slander me.
You wrote these excavation records, did you not? Or perhaps calling it a ledger might jog your memory a bit better.
I don't recognize that thing.
January 3rd, excavated 5 tenths. January 5th, 3 tenths sold. January 10th, 1 special tent pre-sold. It must quickly be switched out with an old tent.
So, your code name for relics.
You're supposed to be an archaeological expedition team, and yet here you are, secretly selling the relics and profiting from it. When you believed that you had found the wreckage of the Ruin Wanderer, you tried to switch in wreckage that you had excavated previously to pull the wool over the Academia's eyes. After all, there would probably be many wealthy buyers interested in purchasing the legendary Ruin Wanderer in the black market, yes? And then we arrived just before you could finish your work. That forced you to speed up your plan, and you tried to complete the switch overnight before I could investigate the wreckage. In your haste, however, you accidentally activated the Ruin Wanderer instead. Did I get that all right?
Basically.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You lack the curiosity befitting a man of knowledge. Nor do you have respect for mechanical life forms. You're not fit to be a researcher.
Ridiculous. Curiosity? Respect? I'm not here to hear you preach. Hey, we're leaving.
Mr. Aid!
Behind you?
He's in for trouble.
Why is it moving again? Run!
Farzan, watch out.
Some said that it was like a giant, while others said that it was like a beast. However, none knew why it wandered the ruins.
Technically speaking, the module shouldn't be able to move such a large machine chassis. However, I'm basing my knowledge on the mechanical life forms I've seen before.
Hmm.
Centuries? Impossible. I heard nothing about it back then. It could only have been around for a few decades at most.
Hmm.
Why is it chasing after us?
So you've been looking for me this whole time?
Interesting. Oh?
Long time no see, Tamimi.
Aww. She met her little friend. Talk to first phone.
Dear Farazan, I hope you're doing well.
Aww.
It has been over 20 years since you went missing. People from the academia keep telling us to give up and that you're most likely dead. But somehow, I feel like you're still alive. Yes, that you live still in some corner of this world. You've always been persistent, able to shine no matter what situation you face. I believe that this persistence serves you well in surviving and finding your way home. Unfortunately, I likely won't be able to welcome you home when you do. I don't have much time left, and my reflexes have slowed. Others keep telling me to stop exploring ruins. Only Tamimi is still the same as before, always running off to places that you've been to. Your teacher and friends came up with an idea to remodel Tamimi so it can search for you in our place. You didn't like coming home back then and would always get Tamimi to send a letter back. Now we're leaving a letter with Tamimi. I wonder if it'll ever be delivered to you.
Aww.
I don't know the answer to that question, but if you ever read this letter, I hope it'll be when you've already found your way home. I regret not being able to say this to you myself, but I'll still feel sincerely happy for you.
Aww.
My dear daughter.
That's nice.
Welcome home, Farzan. Look at you, Tamimi. You've changed so much after all these years.
No.
I've safely received the letters. Your work is done now. You can sleep.
That's...
Tamimi, the mechanical life form I encountered back then. When I would go on expeditions, it would follow me, take notes for me, and send my letters home.
Aww.
When I met with that accident, it was on the way to deliver a letter for me. I once thought that I'd never get to see it again.
Oh.
I didn't expect my teacher and others to remodel its self-repair function, upgrading it to self-learning. And so, in order to plumb the depths of unknown ruins and overcome dangerous traps, it repaired and modified itself using parts it found along the way. One decade of wandering became many, and soon, Tamimi, which used to be incapable of even moving heavy objects, became the Ruin Wanderer. All so it could deliver these last letters from them to me.
Even though they had all passed on, they still prayed for your safe return.
The strain to support such a huge body must have turned out to be too much for your heart, right?
Tamimi.
Even after the remodeling, its restitution module still can't function perfectly in perpetuity. It has been pushing itself beyond its limits over the past few decades. Just like a living being, mechanical life forms have a limited lifespan. It probably became trapped in the ruins all those years ago because its shelf life had run out. It most likely only reactivated because it detected my presence. And then it mustered up everything it had to deliver that last letter. Now, it can finally rest in peace. Tainari told you what happened to me, right?
I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize. It's not like this incident is a secret in the academia. Besides, I've always treated it as a failed experiment. As a researcher, I must accept this result. However, finding out that so many people were affected by my failure does make me feel somewhat conflicted. Can you head back to Pardis Di first? We've been here for a while, and it's best not to make Kale and the rest worry.
True.
As for me, I want to stay with Tamimi for a bit longer.
Aww. So cute. Alright, return to Paris Di. We'll end this story, get our rewards, and then I'll end stream soon.
Useless. Boring.
I'm rubbing my eye. my VTuber spazzed out while I did that.
You're back!
Yeah.
How was your journey through the desert? Wait, where's Madame Faruzan?
Tell the whole truth. Tell the whole truth. I'll keep Tamimi a secret. You tell everyone the partial truth.
So Madame Faruzan has some other things to settle. Alright. And to think that Raid was doing all of those things on the slide. It's good that you all got out of that situation in one piece.
True.
Madame Farzan will be able to repair Carcado when she gets back, won't she?
Yeah. Currently, only Farzan and I know about Tamimi. I should let Farzan decide whether or not to tell the others about Tamimi. Alright, wait until one day later. So we'll fast forward time. It's tomorrow. So fast forward. And we'll start ending things soon.
I'm back. What? Is this
Oh.
mean a welcoming party? Madame Farzan, we're over here. That's more like it. Now, here are some components I brought back from the desert.
Yeah.
So this is a relic of an ancient civilization? Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it didn't end up in Raid's unscrupulous hands.
Unscrupulous, huh? Sounds like you already told them what happened.
I told them about Reed.
Is that so? Thank you. We will talk about everything else later. It's nothing. I've already given all the evidence we have against Raid to the Academia.
Yeah.
They're going to be very busy. Too busy to bother us, I'd wager. I'll start repairing Karkata then. Kale, can you help me out?
Aww.
Of course.
After some repairs, Karkata springs back to life. Yeah. Talk to Farzan. Alright, she's out here somewhere. There she is.
You're here. Thank you for keeping Tamimi a secret.
You don't plan on telling them?
If I tell them about Tamimi, will they still feel happy for Karkata? Even if we could convince them to accept the components, they'll probably still feel bad about it.
True.
I don't want my past to affect people in the present. That applies to both me and other people.
You don't have to shoulder this all alone.
It's fine. I'm used to this.
Hmm.
I once believed that I'd never hear from my old friends and family ever again. Even their faces are getting hazier in my memories. However, I could remember them clearly again after reading the letter Tamimi handed to me and learning that they'd never given up on me.
Aww.
I'd be disappointing them if I let myself fall into a slump because of this. Neither my teacher nor my mother would have wanted to see me like that.
True.
Besides, you're lending a listening ear to me now, aren't you? Oh, Pardees Di looks pretty scenic at night. Will you take a stroll with me?
It will be my pleasure.
Once Karkata's condition stabilizes, I'll find a chance to tell Tainari and Kale about all that. But for now, just help me keep this secret.
You got it.
Thank you. Whether it's 100 years ago or now, I have people who worry about me. I suppose I should consider myself quite fortunate.
Taking my medicine.
The only time when I felt otherwise was when I had just returned to Sumeru. No one came to check up on me then.
Welcome home, Farzan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Welcome back, Farzan. Once she came adrift on the Sea of Time, she has found her home shore once again. Aww. Alright. Now complete that part of the quest. Collect the stuff from it. That gave me another primo. We have 2 more parts of the quest. We'll continue that more tomorrow. Let me just make sure I do that, and also I'll probably do that world quest that I saw. Is there a world quest? No? Alright, we'll probably do rest of the hangout. And we'll do commissions as well as battle pass tomorrow.
Standing around.
So, thank you everyone for coming. I'll see you next time. So here's the Discord. Let me put it in. Discord. Alright, and see you next time. Bye-bye, everyone. I'll cut the ending screen this time because, I gotta get going. Have a good night. Thanks, guys. Love y'all. Bye!